Good morning, you all, my dear children. I am going to teach you chemistry for class 10th. This chapter 1 is chemical reactions and equations. In this chapter, first of all, I am teaching you about what is chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? That process, that change in which a totally new substance is formed from two or more different chemical compounds. See here, if we have two compounds A and B, they react together to form a new substance AB. This is known as chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? That change in which a new product is formed, a new compound is formed, is called chemical reaction. Those compounds which react together are called reactants. Means A and B are reactants and AB is the product. Those compounds which react together are called reactants and the compound formed is called product. This is chemical reaction. Take one example like carbon and oxygen react together to form carbon dioxide. This is a type of chemical reaction in which carbon and oxygen react together to form a new product, carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is product and carbon and oxygen are the reactants. Reactants may be two or more than two, or it may be one, single also. But the products are also one, two or more than two. See here, HCl is hydrochloric acid and NaOH react together, sodium hydroxide, hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide react together to form sodium chloride and water. These are the products and these are the reactants. Means reactants may be 1, 2, 3 or any number. Products may be 1, 2, 3 or any number. These are the reactants and this is the product. This one is chemical reaction. Now I am going to discuss about the chemical equation. As the chapter name indicates, chemical reaction and chemical equation. What is chemical reaction? The chemical reaction is the process in which a new substance is formed. It's called chemical reaction. Those compounds which react together are called reactants and the compound formed are called products. Okay. What is chemical equation? What is chemical equation? The representation of chemical reaction in the form of symbol and formula is called chemical equation. Chemical equation is the representation of chemical reaction. Representation of chemical reaction in the form of symbol and formula is called chemical equation. See here, the symbol of carbon is C, the formula of oxygen is O2. They react together to form a product CO2. CO2 is product, C and O2 are the reactants. These are reactants and this one is product. Like this. Magnesium and oxygen react together to form magnesium oxide. Magnesium is Mg, oxygen is O2, this one is MgO. These are the reactants and this one is the product. This one is chemical reaction and this one is chemical equation. The representation of chemical reaction in the form of symbol is called chemical equation. This is the chemical reaction and equation. These are reactants and this one is product. Okay. Now I am going to discuss about what are the properties of chemical reactions. Chemical reactions को कैसे पहचानेंगे आप? How can we identify a chemical reaction takes place? Characteristics of chemical reaction. First one is release of gas. In most of the chemical reactions, gases are released. The release of gas from any substance confirms that chemical reaction takes place. If there is no any chemical reaction takes place, then there is no any gas is released. The gas is released only when chemical reaction occurs. See here, this one is calcium carbonate. When it reacts with sulfuric acid, calcium carbonate on reaction with sulfuric acid gives calcium sulfate, CaSO4, and this hydrogen combines with one atom of oxygen to form H2O, and here from carbonate, carbon dioxide gas is released. This sign is indicated to show the release of gas. Means in this chemical reaction, a gas is released. In most of the chemical reactions, gases are released. Second one is, this is the characteristic of chemical reaction. Formation of precipitate. What is precipitate? Precipitate is solid insoluble substance which is formed generally in a chemical reaction. Formation of precipitate confirms the chemical reaction. See here one example, AgNO3. This one is silver nitrate. On reaction with sodium chloride gives silver chloride and NaNO3. This sign is used to indicate the formation of precipitate, arrow on lower sides. This one is silver chloride, white precipitate. This precipitate formation also indicates the chemical reaction. During a chemical reaction, precipitate is formed. Without chemical reaction, no precipitate is formed. Third one is change in state. Change in state. Generally, during a chemical reaction, the physical state of product is different from reactants. See here, hydrogen gas, oxygen gas react together to form water, which one is liquid. Means during a chemical reaction, change of state takes place. Gases react together to form liquid. This change of state confirms the chemical reaction. Fourth one is change in energy. Energy means heat. During a chemical reaction, the heat is either released or absorbed. Those reactions in which heat is released is called exothermic reaction, and if heat is absorbed, then it is called endothermic reaction. Means you can say during the chemical reaction, heat or energy is changed. It may be released or it may be absorbed. If released, then the reactions are called exothermic, and if absorbed, then they are called endothermic reactions. Means during a chemical reaction, generally heat or energy is changed. These are the properties, these are the characteristics which takes place during chemical reactions. Release of gas, formation of precipitate, change in state, change in energy. Okay. Fifth one, you can say change in color. In some chemical reactions, change of color also takes place. The product formed has different color than reacting substances. In this way, you can identify the chemical reaction. Okay, try to make notes about this. Okay, thank you.